Exodus 12 verse 29. At midnight the Lord struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on the throne, to the firstborn of the prisoner who was in the dungeon, and the firstborn of all the livestock as well. Right, that is what happened. Now this is not, Cinderella, where at midnight all the clothes will turn back to the rags kind of idea. Whatever. But at midnight, and the beginning of the new day, maybe that has something to do with this. But now, so here at midnight, this is now when it happened. In the middle of the night, God striking down the firstborn of Egypt, all from Pharaoh, from the highest to the lowest, from the most important, Pharaoh, the one sitting on the throne, to the one in the dungeon, the one that's the highest to the one that's the lowest, everyone in between, and even the firstborn of all the livestock. But this is what God said. And remember, this had happened. Why? Because Pharaoh hardened his heart. God allowed Pharaoh to be Pharaoh. Verse 30. Pharaoh and all his officials and all the Egyptians got up during the night, and there was loud wailing in Egypt, for there was not a house without someone dead. So they got up in the middle after this death. How they found out, I guess people would have started realizing something is somewhere wrong. Someone might start crying. People might start knocking. Whatever, something happened in your house as well. Something happened in your house as well. So the people got up, and they found out that the children are dead, and there was not a house with someone dead. Now, ultimately, understandably, that means that not a house, all the houses with the blood on them, people would not have died. But the houses without the blood, in all of those houses, not in all the houses in Egypt, but in all of those houses, the houses without the blood, there were dead people, someone dead. Verse 31. During the night, Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Up, leave my people, you and the Israelites, go worship the Lord as you have requested. Take your flocks and herds as you have said, and go, and also bless me." So after Pharaoh found out that his son died, firstborn, he summoned Moses and Aaron like he did as well before when it was so dark. But that was maybe not during the night, but because it's dark, so it's just at night. So he summoned them as well and told them, "Let them go, right? Leave my people. You, the Israelites, go and worship your Lord as you have requested." He asked a number of times. It's not the first time. It's like Pharaoh, we never ask, and he did. So Pharaoh knew. And now, remember last time Moses asked them for the flocks and herds as well. And Pharaoh was like, "No way." It started off with just the men Pharaoh allowed for, then the men and the children Pharaoh was okay with, but not the livestock. And Moses explained why the livestock as well. Now Pharaoh, yes, take it all. Take it all. And at the same time, again, bless me. Pray that this will go away, ultimately. In the earlier chapter, we saw that Pharaoh said, "When you next time see my face, you will surely die." And now here they see the face is not going to die. But see, circumstances changed dramatically, or drastically changed. Not dramatic, drastically changed. Now, this plague or this miracle, depending on which side of the hedge you're standing on, right? Grass always green on the other side, kind of idea, depending on that side. So So in other words, therefore, why didn't he kill off? He summoned them, and Moses knew that this is now summons. Moses knew what happened. So at the same time, he knew that he's not going to be killed, right? This is most likely what Pharaoh is going to say. God warned him before as well. Now, the other thing as well, earlier we read that the people were not allowed to leave their houses. Now remember, that was leave their houses, understandably, while this whole process is happening. And this is as well the exception. So what about Moses leaving his firstborn son, kind of? But that is now over. The massacre, to put it like that, the judgment, right? Judgment's a better word than massacre. The judgment on the Egyptians for killing all the firstborn of the Jews. Man, this is eye for an eye. The Egyptian Pharaoh came up with this law that kill all the firstborn sons, actually kill all the males. Not just the firstborn, all the males of the Jews. So this is a God judging them, taking their firstborn. Why? Because ultimately they treated and killed so many of the Jews. So yes, now Pharaoh get them. There's another contradiction ultimately between those words of Pharaoh and these words, because everything changed. Verse 33. The Egyptians urged the people to hurry and leave the country, for otherwise, they said, we will all die. Now you can kind of understand. So remember, there's the asking for the gold and the silver. There God changed the heart of the people to give. Now in this case, now they're like kicking him out, like Pharaoh kicked out Abram 400 years earlier, 430 years earlier actually. But so like he was kicked out then, he's kicked out, they are kicked out now. And the reason, fear, because if you're not going to go, we're all going to die. There's going to be nothing left. What next? Yes, if they didn't say then, yes, I wonder what would have happened next. But I mean, we're going to kind of see part of that because the Egyptian army is still going to be destroyed.